Howdy folks, the Great Scott here. Today I've got a relatively simple trick for you. It's a classic of magic called 3-Card Monte. Now this particular 3-Card Monte is the simplest version of it that you can do. You might see more of these from me in the future. But my 3-Card Monte is done a little different. On these cards is something that I really don't touch anymore these days, and that is soda. Due to a medical condition that hospitalized me last September, my doctor told me I need to drop a few pounds, so I have been soda-free ever since the end of September. This is the closest I get to it. As you can see, this is a can of Pepsi. This one right here is also a can of Pepsi. And this one right here is Pepsi's biggest rival, Coca-Cola. So to review, we have 2 cards with Pepsi on them, 1 card with Coca-Cola on them. So these 2 cards are the same and this one is different, that's obvious. Now in 3-Card Monte, the 2 cards that are the same are called dummy cards. The card that is different is called the money card. Now why is it called the money card? Because if you were playing a game like this in Vegas, you would be betting on where this card is. So see if you can keep an eye on it. Where is the Coke right now? I'm sure a lot of you are saying the middle. And if I do this, where do you think the Coke is now? If you were following, you would see that it is also in the middle. Okay, and then if I do that one more time, once again, the Coke is in the middle. Now, if the Coke is in the middle, then that would mean that obviously there is a Pepsi on the bottom, which there is. So there's a Pepsi on the bottom, there's a Coke in the middle. What does that leave on top? Another Pepsi. So if there's a Pepsi on the top and a Pepsi on the bottom, what's in the middle? In the middle is the Coca-Cola. See? Oh. That's why you have to watch carefully when you're playing 3-Card Monte, because you never know when a card is going to go right down to the bottom. And now the Coke is on the bottom. Now if the Coke is on the bottom, then where are the 2 Pepsis? Well, it's really quite simple. You see, there's one on top. Oh wait, that's a Coca-Cola. And then there's one in the middle. Oh wait, that's another Coca-Cola. There is, however, one Pepsi, and that one is down on the bottom. So at this point, some people will actually accuse me of having more than 3 cards. Well, the truth is, when you're doing 3-Card Monte, it's very easy to slip an extra card by people. You do this right here. Now, it might look like I'm only holding 2 cards now, but since you've seen the previous part of this trick, you know that that's not the case. For those of you who are looking hard, you should be able to tell that this hand is the one that has 2 cards in it. Now, do you see how I shook those and they came right apart? Let's do a shake test and see how many cards I am truly holding. 1, 2, 3 cards. At this point, I would ask the audience, what do they think is on this card? Some say Pepsi, some say Coke, and those who say Pepsi would be right. And then sometimes I will ask people, what is on this card? Sometimes they say Pepsi, sometimes they say Coke, and in this case, the ones that say Coke were right. That leaves us with 1 card left, and I ask my audience, what do you think is on this one, Pepsi or Coke? Some say Pepsi, some say Coke, but in that case, both people are wrong, because Mountain Dew is one soda that I really used to drink too much of back in my heyday of chugging carbonated beverages, but I don't do that anymore, thank goodness. Anyway, so that is the simplest form of 3-Card Monte that can be done. I'm going to be showing you other versions because one of the things that when you can't leave your house, your mind starts to wander, and one of the things that I've been wondering is how many different ways can a magician do one trick? So stay tuned here for other versions of 3-Card Monte that I've come up with over the years, and basically it's the same trick but different pattern. So the challenge, how many different ways can the Great Scott do 3-Card Monte is what you'll see in the coming days or weeks. Thank you.